Great. So welcome, everybody. My name is Margo van Greta from the Netherlands, originally, currently in Scotland, where I live in a small eco-village, Vindhorn eco-village, or small, not so small. And also we have a Buddhist group here in the similar lineage as the Santa Fe Center. So I'm doing 4 sessions on the heart of meditation, and this is the 3rd one out of 4. So what I wanted to do today is to introduce another type of meditation for the first meditation. So I'll talk a little bit. We do the first meditation. Then after that, I thought to put you in breakout rooms. Then you can just check in with one or two other people, like how did it go? And then also have a group conversation around it, because I like hearing feedback, like what is working, what is challenging, etc.
Okay. Well.
Oops. Judith, I'm going to mute you, so then we don't hear background noises. Yes, so coming back after the breakout room, and then there is another meditation I would like to do, one that is the same as last week, a loving kindness meditation. I always think it's a nice one to end with. So some of you who have been here before, and for others, this may be new. So we have done a few different meditations so far. So in the previous, the prayers. Let's do the motivation. Thank you, Anne. Let's do the motivation first. Anne, you want to screen share the motivation? So here's the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Let's say it out loud, even though you're muted, twice in English, and we can do it once in Tibetan. So this is part of our motivation. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye cherang chokni choknam la jang juk badu dakni kyap suchi dagi chen yenge pesanam gi drola penshil sangye druba sho. Thank you, Anna. So maybe we can also check in our own words, like why are we here? Why do we want to meditate? Why do we want to learn to meditate? So we may have our own personal motivation. And as we did in the prayer, it's usually to include an altruistic motivation to do this meditations also for the benefit of all sentient beings. We may think, well, I want to meditate for my own peace of mind. Thank you very much. Which I think is one excellent reason. And since we want peace of mind, so does everyone else. So let's have the intention that through our inner work, we also may be of benefit to our immediate surroundings, our families, friends, colleagues, but eventually to all beings. So that's important to have a motivation like that. So different types of meditations because there are a lot of different types of meditations. Like if you have been around Buddhism a little bit, you may have encountered a lot of different ones. So what we've done here in these 3 sessions so far, the first session, we focused mainly on concentration. We use the breath as our object of concentration, focusing on our breathing, the in and out of our breath, and using that as our anchor and coming back to that again and again and again and again. Every time there's a distraction, when we notice it, we come back to the breath. So that is, in a way, I think always like a classic one or a standard one, very important one to begin with, but also it's good. I think concentration meditation is fantastic in the beginning when you sort of start with meditation. It is super essential in the middle, and it is beyond essential in the end of your, if you have done more meditation practice. It is like one that comes back again and again at every stage of our practice. So that's concentration, and that can be on the breath, or it can be on many other topics. The breath is sort of easy because we all breathe, and breath is like a neutral topic. It's not super exciting, but it's a neutral topic that we can come back to again and again. So last week, we also introduced an analytical meditation. So in analytical meditation, we use our intellect. We use what Westerners are so good at, to think and to argue and to criticize and think, I know better, and what about this, and ask questions and all these type of things that I think we love doing that as in our cultures. So we really have this investigative mind, and in an analytical meditation, we focus that on a topic. It's not, we're not going to discuss our shopping list or, buying the next dress or whatever, anything interesting. We focus that analytical skill on a Buddhist topic. So last week we used the topic of impermanence to actually investigate that everything is changing all the time. Nothing lasts forever. Positive, nice, wonderful things won't last forever. Unpleasant situations won't last forever. So that is the reality of impermanence. And we did a meditation where that can sink in a little bit. So instead of having that in our heads, thinking, oh, yeah, things change. Yeah, I know that. I'm not stupid. I know that. But when we use that, bring that in meditation, it sinks down to our heart, that it becomes a realization. So that's actually a word that is used a lot, and Lama Zopa started to talk about it at some point, or I started hearing it. What we need as Dharma practitioners, Buddhist practitioners, meditators, we need realizations, that we have a realization of a topic, that it's not just a thought like, yes, change is happening all the time, thank you very much, what's next? But that we know it as a sort of a deeper knowing. And why do we need that? So it helps when we encounter all the changes of life, ups and downs in life, that in a way we are not so shocked by it. Like if something changes that we didn't want to have changed in our lives, that it doesn't come as such a shock, that we have in a way more that awareness that is one of the truths of life. So it's, it happens all the time. Just this morning, I heard of a community friend here who's not old, but who died. This sort of one of the things of impermanence. How is that possible? He's younger than me, and how's that possible? And still, it's like, yeah, it happens. We don't know when, etc. So that is one change that still comes as a shock or as a surprise. So I need to meditate more on impermanence myself, because that is just one part of the reality. So that is one example of an analytical meditation. And there are many more. There are lots of topics that we use analytical meditation for. So this was just one example. Today, I actually would like to do yet another type of meditation. Today we do, I would like to start with a meditation where we use visualization. So visualization is, the ability to visualize, to use an image to help with our meditation. So we're starting with some breathing meditation, and then we're going to do a purification meditation. So one of the topics in Buddhist practice is to, in a way, to remove our obstacles. So one of the purposes of meditation and of Buddhist practice is to get enlightenment. So not so long ago, I asked, because it's such a word that gets used, may I get enlightened to benefit all sentient beings? That's part of the prayers. So a while ago, actually, I asked a Tibetan Lama who was visiting the area, he said, what actually is enlightenment? So his answer was removing all our obstacles and generating all positive qualities. Then you're there. It's like, okay, thank you, good. So that is like a simple sentence that I can remember. So what we're going to do here in this first meditation, a purification meditation, one of the practices in Buddhism is purification, to actually let go of things we don't need. That can be simply let go of the busyness of the day, our sense of stress or anxiety or anger or fear or frustration or anything. Also, we can let go of any mistakes we've made if we've done something and later we think, actually, that was not so great. We can let go of that without going into some guilt trip and beating ourselves up like, oh gosh, I must be a terrible person. That's not helpful. So let's not go there, because that's just a waste of time and a waste of our energy. But it is sometimes good to realize and think, in that situation, I could have, I wish I'd done something different there. I wish I had spoken in a different way or behaved in a different way or was more kind or more patient or something more positive. So any of these things we can let go in a purification meditation. And there are very elaborate ones. I choose a simple one. That is the purification of light. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to use the breath, and with our breath, breathe out anything we don't need. And with the same breath, imagine we're going to breathe in positive qualities that we do want to enhance and generate and cultivate. Qualities like love or compassion or wisdom, joy, patience, generosity, any of these positive wisdom, any of these positive qualities, we can imagine we are breathing them in the form of light. And all these negative qualities, that's things we don't want, we can breathe them out in the form of smoke. So that's the meditation. Any questions before we go into it? Comments, questions? You can simply wave your hand and unmute yourself if you have a question. Yeah, no? Okay, yes, Anna?
Hi, Margo. Can we purify from previous lifetimes?
Yes, in a way we can. This is like quite a simple meditation. Often, the more advanced meditation is the Vajrasattva meditation practice. We're not doing that, but that is a part of the tantric practice that is a very powerful meditation practice where we actually purify in four stages, and that also includes visualization. It includes a refuge at the beginning. It includes the four. It includes actually having a sense of regret, and then it includes the remedy. So if we can have a sense of regret, like often in our past lives, we don't know what we did. So we can't say, oh yes, I was a bit nasty that one time in my that and that past life. With past lives, most of the time we don't know. And sometimes we may have a sense, because if you look at what you're experiencing in this life, it may be caused by something in past lives. So then, if you have certain things happening a lot in this life, it's actually, very wise to also include purification of whatever that it caused in a past life. So from that point of view, that can happen. And I think especially that happens with the Vajrasattva practice. But who knows, you can include it in your list for this is a more simple practice, because that's more my job, to do more introduction level practices. Does that make sense, Anna?
Yes, thank you. It does, yeah.
Right.
It does. Seem to experience things I believe are from a previous life, uncannily similarities.
Yeah.
So it's really useful to know that. Thank you.
Yeah. And have you come across Vajrasattva practice? Is that something you
Yes,
yeah,
it's a practice. Yeah.
yeah. So that that this what we do now is more a simple version, but Vajrasattva may be especially powerful because that has a different level of strength. So I'd recommend that. Yeah. Great. Any other questions, comments? Great. So if not, shall we go into our meditation? So it will be about 20 minutes or so, I guess. So I invite you to, first of all, relax the body. Let's check our body first. Notice how we sit on the chair or maybe a cushion or any other way. We can scan our body, beginning with our feet, feeling our feet. If they're on the floor or cross-legged, however we sit, feel our feet, including our toes, our ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, our hips and pelvic area, our back, quite straight with a gentle curve. Our abdomen, our chest, our shoulders, our arms, and hands, our neck, slightly extended. And our head, the jaw relaxed. Our face, back of the head. The inside of the head. And our crown. And then from the top of our head, let's move down again in our own time. Scanning our body with our attention. All the way down to our feet. And then let's be with the tactile sensation caused by the breath, either at the abdomen, the rising and falling of the abdomen, or if you prefer, at the nostrils, where you can feel the air coming in and going out. Rest your attention on one of these places for a few moments. Whenever there's a distraction, thought, a memory, anything else, just notice it. Return your attention to the breath. Breathe your normal breath, easy and naturally. And focus on the complete duration of each inhalation and exhalation. Then as you exhale, imagine that all your negative energy, past mistakes, distorted conceptions, and disturbed emotions, that they leave your body with the breath. Maybe there are specific situations that come to mind, things that happened recently, today, yesterday, this week. Ongoing challenges or issues. Whatever they are. Imagine or visualize all this negative energy in the form of smoke. When you breathe out this smoke with all these challenging situations and all that negative energy. Send it out into space where it disappears completely. Even when distractions come up, you can breathe them out as well in the form of smoke. Now keep breathing out the negative energy in the form of smoke on the out breath. And as you inhale, imagine that all the positive energy in the universe enters your body with the in-breath in the form of pure, radiant light. Visualize this light flowing through your nostrils, down into your body, into every part and corner of your body, pervading every cell, every atom, every organ. Breathing out the negative energy, and breathing in the positive energy in the form of light. As you visualize this light flowing through your body with the in-breath, through your nostrils. See it moving into every cell, every atom, every organ in your body. Your body gradually becomes clearer and clearer, lighter and lighter, more and more transparent. You feel more and more relaxed and light and blissful. Visualize or imagine this continuously, repeatedly again and again. Continue to concentrate on this experience, breathing out the smoke of your problems, illnesses, and negative energies, and breathing in the light of purifying, blissful, good energy. If you do achieve a state where you feel totally calm and pure and light, just stay there as long as you can. And then gently bring this meditation to a close. Return your attention to your body. Maybe move your shoulders, your toes. Stretch your body. Okay, so I would like to invite you to take a moment to have a chat with another person, in groups of 2 or 3, to have a little conversation on how was this, what happened to you, what did you notice? I think just 2 minutes each. Is that okay? And usually it works best to have one person speaking for 2 minutes and then you swap and the other person speaks. what really helps here is if you have your camera on, so that the other person can see you and can see you in heaven. Is that possible? It's because I see quite a few people have their camera off. Is that okay to switch your camera on? It gives more sort of safety and a feeling of there is somebody there. Is that okay? Maybe it's not okay.
If anyone doesn't want to join the groups, or if you just want to come in as a listener, just do put a raise your hand sign up, please, just so
Mhm.
we're aware.
Yes, anyone not wanting to be in a small group? Oh, everyone. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's just do 6 minutes in all together, so not very long. If you're in a group of 3, then divide the 6 minutes between the three of you. If you're in a group of 2, you have 3 minutes each. And I'll send a message in 3 minutes, like when it's halfway. Okay, good. See you in 6 minutes. And just welcome back, everyone. I had a good conversation with Bobby that ended a bit abrupt. Sorry about that, Bobby. But we're all back here. So let's hear a little bit in the group. So what happened to you in the meditation? What did you notice? Any questions, observations? Please, you can either wave or do the official way of the official raise your hand. And unmute yourself and please speak. I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, I was with Barbara, and I just want to say it was a very nice conversation and sharing our thoughts and our experience. And I think in our explanation, I feel like something common for both of us, I think I could speak for both of us or speak for myself, is like I feel the tendency to get into that dullness of almost falling asleep because it's so relaxed. So I'm trying to stay with the meditation. So I slightly keep my eyes open. It seems to help. So that was my experience, and I kind of shared it with Barbara. So that was our conversation. Hopefully that explains some things.
Yeah, lovely to get a taster, and good for you to keep your eyes open then, because that is one of the remedies when you're sleepy, to keep eyes open. So that's, yeah, great. That's a good thing to do. Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. Thank you, Victor. Anyone else want to share what happened, what you noticed? If not, then I actually would like to. Yes, David. Yes.
I think we should all say something. Thank you, Margo. I really enjoyed the way that you presented it. As someone in my group, the Desert Lotus group, said that you left lots of space, which I think was really helpful. I just had a couple of things that, this is a practice probably that a number of us have done in different forms. And I just shared a couple of different ways that I do these kinds of exercises. So I like to use things that are more tactile for me. So I have problems with smoke and light, but I like using warmth or sunlight for breathing in, and I like using cool and moon for breathing out. I just feel they're more tactile and I can relate to them more. The other thing that I brought up when I do these kinds of meditations is rather than breathing in through my nose, which I feel is very head oriented, I like breathing into the entire body. So that way, we're really dealing directly with what we're really trying to do with the exercise, and that is deal with our whole body. So you breathe into your whole body and you breathe out from your whole body. So those are things that I use, which I find helpful in doing these kinds of meditations.
Great. Wow, fantastic. That sounds very creative and very, making it work for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one thing to add. When we breathe through the nose, it in a way, the visualization is to include the whole body. It's not that it stays here. Of course, it has to go through the whole body. But yeah, no, good for you for making it work for you and adjusting it. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's important for everybody, that it just the way I present it or you present it is not necessarily the only way. And if we can make it more personal, there's, as they say, there's a little more joy in what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The version I used here is from Meditation 101. I don't know if you've come across that's, this is the printed out version of some basic meditations or standard meditations. But yes, there are infinite varieties on them. Oh, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Great. Appreciate that.
Can I just share, relating to Victor and David, really, and maybe some of others here. With Victor, yeah, oh gosh, my mind's suddenly gone blank. Oh, sorry. With David, when you said that you explained, David, how we breathe into the whole of our bodies. That is actually something I forget sometimes, that I can be quite a shallow breather. But the explanation of concentrating on your stomach, the raising and that kind of automatically reminded me to use the whole breath. It's the whole body that's expanding and coming out. So that will be really good little technique just to instantly remind me, to use the full breath. So that was really useful. Thank you. And Victor, I'm so sorry, I was identifying with you on something and I forget now. I forget, but I identify. Thank you.
Great.
I concur.
I think Barbara, did you have your hand up at some point?
Yes.
Mhm.
I had a really lovely conversation with Victor where we did find that kind of common ground where we were both starting to feel a little bit too relaxed. And I found this particular type of meditation really interesting and helpful for me because I have had some trauma, and my way of dealing with it is just to kind of disconnect. And so that feeling of not of dissociating with the world and your body and like just feeling divorced from everything. This kind of brought me back into a place where I am processing what's out in the world, bringing it into me and kind of expelling it in a healthy way. So that was kind of like a homing, kind of an orientation to bringing me back to a home place. And I do think that it got me so relaxed that I felt like I was like in a peaceful state. And it's like, well, peace, let's sleep. Like let's just go with it. But when I would kind of feel like I was coming back into awakeness, I mean, because I was kind of like in a sleep state, but not quite in a sleep state. When I would kind of get a little bit more alert, it was a different I felt like it was a different sensation. Like it wasn't sleep. It was like a moment of peace and relaxation. So it was really interesting. Most of the meditations that I do are either focusing on one part of the body or on something, or ignoring some, like allowing things to happen without really being affected by them. But this was me processing, like breathing in something and breathing out something, being part of the world and being in my body. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for introducing me to this.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah. Yeah. And this is a meditation you can also do at home regularly. I think this is especially good like in the evening. Often they do that sort of purification, maybe especially if you have difficulties going to sleep, that sort of thing. But anyway, in the evening, then we can let go any troubles from the day that happened, or difficulties or challenges. We can let them go with either this one or like the Vajrasattva meditation that was mentioned earlier. That is like a specific good time to do. So who knows, you can try that out. Yeah, great, but thank you. Yes, Bobby, yes.
I just wanted to say one other thing, and that this is the kind of meditation that I find is very helpful, because it's not complex in its visualization. I'm not trying to visualize every hair, and jewelry and things like that. But it's the kind of, and because I practice enough, and I haven't practiced enough at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bragging on how much I practiced, but it's easy for me to drop into this even for 5 minutes. Like if I'm sitting somewhere waiting for somebody, it's instead of looking at my phone or fiddling with the radio, it's something that I try to use, just drop in for a few minutes, and I can get my mind to that place because it's not complex in its visualization. It's a very helpful tool.
Thank you for bringing that up. I totally agree with that. Oops, there is an echo. I find it even helpful because you mentioned sitting somewhere. I sometimes do it when I walk. Like I'm near the beach here, so I walk on the beach like every day, my 30 minutes fitness activity. And then sometimes especially when I have repetitive thoughts about certain topics, then I think, let me just breathe it out and breathe in clean, fresh, pure, good energy, and breathe out, all these difficulties. Another moment, I must confess, where I sometimes do this, and I read the newspaper. I don't find it always easy to read the newspaper and in a way be bombarded by, the usually very difficult and challenging news. That is another moment where it's sort of like an informal meditation. I'm not sitting cross-legged, or I'm not like meditating, but I use that moment to breathe out any upset I may feel, or any whatever disappointment, anger, whatever that may arise. Thank you for bringing that up. Right, lovely. And there's a lot of wisdom in the group. I like that. So it's great to hear from you. Yeah. Is there anyone else who wants to share something? Let me go back to the gallery. So let me look at the time. I had a little video of Lama Yeshe, so one of the founders of this organization. I found a little clip where he talks about the clear nature of the mind. So I'm actually interested to show you that. Are you interested in that? Because he is a fantastic, of course, was a fantastic meditation teacher. And sometimes it helps to actually hear from someone who has a real profound knowledge and experience. So it's quite short. It's just 6 minutes. It's called the mirror-like nature of the mind. I'm going to share the screen.
Yeah. He's described the mirror-like nature of the mind in its gross and subtle form as the object of meditation.
Well, wait a minute. He
Made a hard time to put in words. Point out the mirror-like nature of the mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say I make this way. When we have, gross levels mind, then we communicate only gross levels. And then we communicate gross levels, phenomena. We cannot go deep reality. Understand? Reality is there anyway, isn't it? There's no problem, Reality is not hiding. Reality is there. No reality always there, not hiding our face like this. But thing is, gross levels in the mind cannot understand the reality of face. So your mind become fine, subtle, and then the reality is like, when they shoot the film, first they make it way out there, you can see, then they show you. Isn't it? That's a good example. Technological. Similar. So the point is, this meditation way of set up is the growth levels mind, growth levels, first growth levels, and and the part away. So that then more penetration, more concrete, more concrete. Then it becomes, inner nuclear. Indestructible, then unity experience. Before maybe there's something but like this, Yeah, then not having penetrated, then going through, cloud, seeing reality.
Does the effect of the senses during the meditation, should that become less forced by the senses as we concentrate on the subtler aspect of the mind?
Yes, less involving, ego sensation reaction, yes, less involving. Or maybe another way say it, you are aware, you are aware the sensation what's going on, but the transformation of, transformation of recognition of the, non-duality, as not reacting, as, diluted way reacting. Like if you are talking, let's say we talking conversation, and somebody went this way, we both aware, isn't it? Aware, but we don't make say, like this. Yeah, very good. I think this is, I don't know, I feel very important, when we meditate also. We are aware, almost we are aware, everything what's going on, we are aware, but not make conversation, not making, just aware, but not reacting. Aware, but not reacting. Also, not, leveling, not level, not giving level. Not giving level, this, that, Normally we dilute it because we say, oh, this is there, this is there, you know, and then start to overestimate or underestimate. No? So we aware, but not rejecting, you know, but not taking emotionally, you know. Yeah, understand. So this good, this way, if we can learn this one, if we can learn, that's very good.
Okay, so that was just a glimpse of Lama Yeshe about the clear nature of the mind. As that is something in a way we're working towards, although we may not notice that every day, but it is a strong concept in the Buddhist practice. So don't ask me any questions about it. So not an option, but I'll just leave it as it is, as a form of inspiration. So I find it usually very inspiring to hear his words. So what I would like to do is move to a loving kindness meditation. Those of you who were on the call last week, I did the similar thing last week. So loving kindness is quality we all want. We all want love in our lives, to either receive it or give it. And it's not always easy. You know, it doesn't always seem to be present 24/7 for most of us. So this is a very classic meditation on loving kindness. It's from the book How to Meditate from Kathleen MacDonald or Venerable Sankhya Kadro. Very beautiful book with a lot of different meditations in that are sort of classics that keep working. So I'll just guide us through it. It works with visualization and imagination, and then just going deeper into the experience of love for ourselves, for others, for people we like, and even people we don't like so much. And eventually to have loving kindness for all beings. The idea is in the prayers, we often say, may I benefit all sentient beings. So this loving kindness meditation is a step towards that. If we want to, do what we said, benefit all living beings, we might as well generate some sense of affection or kindness, of warmth or loving kindness towards them. So this is one step towards that. So if you want to make yourself comfortable, you can take a moment to relax the body. Check your body, your posture for a moment, especially the back straight. And focus on your breathing for a few moments. Let all thoughts and worries subside. Observe your breath until you're calm. Your awareness is focused in the here and now. So start by imagining all living beings around you. Your mother is on your left, your father on your right, even if you didn't know them. So you can include any other major caregivers you had. All the other relatives and friends are behind you. And here you can imagine in the space in front of you those you dislike or those who have hurt you. And then extending in every direction, right to the horizon, are all these other beings that you don't know. Simply feel that they are there, all in human form, sitting quietly, just like you. Stay relaxed, don't feel overcrowded or tense. Imagine that the sense of harmony and peace moves through everyone. Consider how wonderful it would be for yourself and others if you were able to love all these beings. Consider that everyone wants happiness and to avoid suffering, just as you do. They're all trying to make the best of their lives, even those who are angry and violent. Now generate a feeling of love in your heart. You can do this by thinking of someone you love. Maybe a person, maybe it's your pet, your cat or dog. And letting your natural good feelings for this person or this being arrive. You might like to imagine your love as a warm, golden light. A positive energy glowing in your heart chakra, in the center of your chest. Before you can truly love others, you need to love yourselves. That means accepting yourself as you are, with your present faults and shortcomings, and recognizing you have the potential to free yourself from all problems. So really wish yourself all the happiness and goodness there is. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May my heart be open. May I be one with love. Imagine this warm energy in your heart expands until it completely fills your whole body and mind. Now, as you have given this love to yourself, this acceptance, this care. Let your love flow out to others, starting with your family and friends sitting near you. Imagine the warm, golden light radiating from your body, touching them and filling their bodies and minds. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May your heart be open. May you be one with love. And turn your attention to the people in front of you, those you have difficulties with. Consider that they also need and deserve your love. They may have acted the way they did because they also are fueled by their difficulties and negative emotions and not knowing what else to do. So imagine your positive, loving energy flowing out from your heart to these people as well. Wish them to be free of confusion, of anger and self-centeredness. Really want them to find peace of mind, happiness and enlightenment. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May your heart be open. May you be one with love. And then continue to send your positive, warm feelings out to all the other people around you. Including all those you don't know. Love is an unlimited spring of good energy. So don't worry, it will run out. Completely open your heart and imagine your love flowing to everyone in every direction, reaching all the beings who are lonely, sick or hungry, confused, in a war situation, frustrated or frightened. Just imagine their suffering disappears and their minds become peaceful, clear, and full of pure happiness. Wish them every good experience, safety, food, shelter, peace. From the satisfaction of ordinary needs and desires, all the way up to enlightenment. May all be happy. May all be at peace. May all hearts be open. May all be one with love. So then let's conclude our session by thinking that we definitely have the potential to love everyone, even those who annoy or hurt us, and also those we don't know. Generate a strong wish to work on your own anger, impatience, and selfishness, and all the other problems that prevent you from having such love. Let's dedicate the positive energy of our meditation and of our whole session to all beings, that they find happiness and enlightenment. And gently bring our attention back to the here and now. Do some closing meditation, closing prayers. Dedication prayers. Let's do it in English. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Thank you, Anna. So, yeah, this was our session for today. Thank you. Oh, I see some more faces. That's always, I love seeing faces. Thank you all for joining in this session. Thank you, Anna, for being such a wonderful host and Zoom driver. And thank you for your engagement, for our conversations. I'm here back again next week, the same time, although we have summertime then. So for me, it's a different time, but for most of you, it will be the same time. And I believe also Venerable Robina is teaching a class on the Discovering Buddhism module on how to meditate. So you may check that one in. I don't know, Anna, if you know what time that is.
Yes. I can quickly find out here. Sorry, I should know. There's a couple of discovering Buddhism sessions Venerable's doing. I attend one on this side of the world, but our one with Thupten Norbu Ling is okay. So it's Mondays, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, great. So, of course, highly recommended to go there. But otherwise, next week, I'll be back the same time. That's for most of you Sunday morning. So thank you so much for your involvement. And I look forward to see you again sometime soon. Thank you.